Some free radicals occur normally in our bodies through metabolism. However, there are many environmental factors that can cause an excess of free radicals, such as pollution, radiation, cigarette smoke, and herbicides. In addition, stress, lack of exercise, and lack of sleep. These free radicals will start attacking healthy, nearby cells in an attempt to replace their missing electron. When the attacked molecule loses its electron, it becomes a free radical itself. This can cause a chain reaction to occur, resulting in the disruption of millions of nearby molecules. This chain reaction is known as oxidative stress. You can see the results of this oxidation in our everyday environment, such as a rusting piece of metal or fruit that's exposed to air. Think about it. If you cut a piece of apple and leave it out in the open, in a very short period of time, you'll see the surface begin to turn brown. And that's how quickly oxidation occurs. Imagine this happening in your body. It is literally decaying otherwise healthy cells.
These free radical cells attack healthy cells. It is universally agreed that the free radical cell is the main causal factor in most cancer. Scientists around the world now believe that free radicals could be the causal factor in every known disease, not just cancer.
So we all know the sun's energy is crucial for good health. But do you know that the Earth's energy is too? When we make direct contact with the surface of the Earth, our bodies receive a charge of energy that makes us feel better, fast. This is called earthing. You see, throughout history, people were always naturally absorbing the Earth's energy. But in today's world, we live most of our lives inside. And even when we do go outside, we usually wear shoes, which prevent us from connecting. So, of course, we often feel drained and achy, because we go days or even years without ever touching the Earth. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can start receiving the benefits of earthing by going barefoot outside. The more time, the better. This alone can be life-changing, and it's free.
Some of the most radical ideas are really the most simple. I mean, you look at grounding, for example, or earthing, putting your bare feet on the ground. You'll soak up lots of electrons because the earth is negatively charged, and our bodies are so full of free radicals from, anything from heavy metals to air pollution, to trans fats. I mean, our body is being inundated with, a firestorm of free radicals. So you've got to put the fire out. And you can put that fire out in many different ways. The earliest and the most primitive form of healing the body is putting your bare feet on the ground. I call it caveman medicine, or the barefoot revolution. When you go to a beach, or you take a beach vacation, or you go barefoot in the park, or you sleep in the park on your back, or you're looking at the stars at night and you're grounded, people say, I feel really good. That really shifts the autonomic nervous system to a point where it's functioning better. And that's what it's all about. When you walk barefoot, you're literally soaking up millions of electrons in the body.
The concept is that when we're literally in touch with the Earth, we absorb electrons that help neutralize the free radicals in our body that damage our cells.
We're talking about walking barefoot in order to cure exhaustion and weight gain. There's some eyes rolling out there. I mean, I got to say, I think a lot of folks are going to say, this is where Dr. McCullough, he fell off the wagon on this one. Who's doing this, and who gave this idea?
Well, it's because it's not simply walking barefoot. It's the devil's in the details. It's walking barefoot on the Earth. And the Earth is a massive source of free electrons, and when you do that, these electrons go into your body, and they help normalize a lot of the positive ions that are there that tend to accelerate oxidative damages and lead to things like free radicals.
We know that we need the sun for our bodies to make vitamin D. That's something we're all really familiar with. We also need the Earth's energy, and it does really important things in our body.
The human body is primarily electrical. Our brain, our muscles, our heartbeat, our thought, everything is in our body is electrical first, chemical second. And so when we're standing on the Earth, we feel better because our body is electrically stable.
Ober's research was sparked by concern over how modern life has disconnected most of us from the Earth.
I decided to find out what my blood looked like. I pricked my finger, placed a drop of blood on a slide, and looked at it under the microscope. This is what I saw. The cells are round, some are separate, and a few are sticking together. Overall, fairly healthy looking blood. This testing was done in a clean electromagnetic environment, and I did not eat or drink before or during testing. I then worked on a computer for 70 minutes and looked at my blood again. This time, the cells are sticking together like stacked coins. This is called rouleau formation. Later that day, I used a cordless phone for 10 minutes and looked at my blood again. And this is what I saw. Very unhealthy looking blood. There are virtually no single cells. Most of the cells are now in rouleau formation. A doctor told me this is what she sees with cancer patients. What I learned is that my blood goes into rouleau formation when I use a computer or a mobile phone. This type of clumping interferes with the release of oxygen and the removal of waste products like carbon dioxide. What are the consequences of rouleau formation? Poor circulation resulting in lower oxygen transport to cells and reduced waste removal. What are the symptoms someone may experience? Headaches and fatigue, difficulty concentrating, numbness, tingling, and cold extremities, and possibly heart and blood pressure problems, including risk of stroke.
So you can detoxify the body. Whenever you take on electrons in the body, you're making the blood thinner. So instead of the blood being more like red ketchup, it becomes more like red wine. And we know that hypercoagulable states, sludgy blood, is the most common cause of stroke, heart attack, cancers, tumors, neurodegenerative disease, diabetes. There's so much toxins in our bloodstream, and our blood becomes so viscous, it becomes thick. When you put your feet on the ground, like I'm doing right now, and my feet are on the ground that has been a little bit irrigated, it's a little bit wet, there's good conductivity. I am soaking up millions and millions of electrons right through my body, and these free electrons will intercept free radicals. And when this happens, the body has a shift. And in our experiments, we showed that within 2 seconds of grounding, you get a change in skin conductance. It's almost like a lie detector test. It happens quickly. And what grounding does, from the cardiac point of view, it improves heart rate variability. It absolutely improves, it shifts the sympathetic nervous system back to the point where our nervous system has more tranquility in it. We call it vagal stimulation. So I am so bullish on grounding as the most primitive, easiest, cheapest way of creating optimum health. Go barefoot in the park, walk on concrete, walk on the beach, walk on sand, go surfing. When you're golfing, take off your shoes for a little bit, ground. After you fly in an airplane, ground. When you do these things, you are really helping the body to achieve an optimal state of homeostasis.
When the person is grounded, you see the blood? You see how quick it's moving? That's an increased zeta potential, as opposed to the blood on the other side. Like you right now, if you're grounded, your blood is flowing, as long as you stay grounded.
And it also thins the blood, so you're less likely to have a heart attack and a stroke. And in fact, it thins the blood so much that if you're taking a blood thinner, you have to lower the dose.
I'm standing almost directly underneath power lines, and my voltage is 0.6 as opposed to 0.006, so it's nearly 100 times more voltage in my body simply by standing here. Now, just to show you an example of being earthed, I've got my rubber soled shoes on. I'm going to kick them off, and now look at my voltage. It's back down to 0.014 on bare feet.
And for decades, we've looked at cholesterol as the #1 public health enemy. But now, new research, they're always bringing out new research that shows that high cholesterol is actually a good thing. So what's the deal? Health reporter Laurie Johnson is going to bring us the latest findings about fat.
A growing number of medical experts now say things like weight gain, heart disease, and other illnesses are not caused by cholesterol, but by something different called inflammation.
Today we're going to cover a critical system, inflammation and immune balance. This is a core system in the body that underlies almost all disease. Okay, so what's this simple blood test that can save your life? It's called C-reactive protein. And it's more important than cholesterol or blood pressure or any other test you could have to determine your risk of dying early and dying from heart disease, dementia, and cancer. And it's about hidden inflammation. It's not the inflammation that you know about when you have a sore throat or a sprained ankle or a rash. It's deep, hidden, smoldering inflammation that you can't tell you have. And the only way you know it is by getting a blood test. And it relates to every modern disease. Not just asthma and arthritis and infections and autoimmune disease, things you know about, but things like dementia and heart attacks and cancer and diabetes and obesity. These are all connected deeply to inflammation.
You know, Clint had this incredible insight about using the earth as a way of healing the body. And I said to him, I said, look, all you got to do is show that earthing reduces inflammation, and you can sink your teeth into it, because inflammation is the root cause of coronary disease, cancer, thyroid disease, neurodegenerative disease, diabetes, you name it. You know, inflammation is the root cause of disease. And basically, what the energy of the earth is, it's really simple. The earth is struck by lightning thousands of times per minute, especially around the equator. And when the lightning strikes the earth, or when there's solar flares from the atmosphere, you know, billions and trillions of electrons get infiltrated into the earth. Now, the electrons have a negative charge. Now, our bodies, because they're so toxic, our bodies are a sea of chemicals, and we're a sea of electric charge, and it's a positive electric charge from what we call free radical oxidative stress. So our bodies are starving for electrons, literally starving. But then there's hope on the horizon, and the hope is grounding. And what grounding does, it puts out the fire. It douses the fires of inflammation.
Grounding's proponents say this grounding can reduce inflammation, pain, and stress.
Earthing has actually received a patent as a method of preventing and reducing inflammation. What earthing specifically does is it helps enhance circulation. So with increased circulation, now you have more energy, you have more nutrients, you're carrying away more waste. forests. So that has a tremendous positive effect on the body. In everything that I have been researching over the last 13 years, earthing is the one that stands out because it is so simple. Everyone can do it. All you need to do is either take your shoes off and go barefoot outside.
What's the difference between EMF, Wi-Fi, RF, all this stuff? What's the difference? What does this all mean? Basically, if we go to that chart again, each one of these things, like Wi-Fi, is coming in really high-level radiation. For example, Wi-Fi, as we're going to see here, let's just look at Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is coming in, let's see right there, 2.45 gigahertz, which is really high, like it's billions of times per second. That's what a gigahertz is, means billions of times per second. You're like this zapper, normal radiation coming out of the earth, 15 hertz. Zapper, 15 hertz, 33 hertz, normal radiation coming out of the earth. Here's a big one. This is amazing to me how many people don't know this. You know your brain waves? How many people have heard about brain waves? How many people want that sauna? Your brain waves, this blows my mind, are the same as the Earth's EMF field. They're the Schumann resonance. It's the Earth's own waves. How are you going to get your brain going if you're not even connected to the Earth? It's impossible. So everything starts going out. So we turn wacko because we're not connected to the Earth, because that entrains us to the natural frequencies like alpha and theta. You've all heard this before, haven't you? They're the same. Like if we're not connected directly to Earth, how do we entrain our body to activate genius? It's so hard, and it makes so much sense. Like you want to activate genius, just get on the Earth. Like this is grounded, so if I touch this, I'm suddenly smarter instantly. My brain waves work better, I'm getting the right frequencies, everything gets entrained, everything's better, it's nicer, it's easier. That's the power of grounding. Grounding is so critical for your brain. It causes instantaneous changes in your left brain too, right? It's where the right brain, what's going on there? That's the creative side. The left brain, that's the analytical side. As soon as you ground yourself, your left brain goes, ooh, powers down. Right brain doesn't change, but your left brain does. Isn't that interesting? That's the research that Clint Ober's brought to bear. That as soon as you ground yourself, left brain changes, right brain doesn't. Do we have a left brain dominant world or right brain dominant? What do you think? Could it have something to do with shoes? Could the answer be right underneath our feet?
Forces of nature, no matter how random, gift the surface of the earth with energy. It affects everything. The ancients knew this. I didn't.
He has made one of the most significant health discoveries of all time.
One man rediscovered a secret.
I have absolutely no pain in my back whatsoever.
And now long term, I don't have pain at all anymore.
I noticed that I was sleeping better. I had a deeper sleep.
I used to not be able to just reach up.
It would transform my hometown forever.
penicillin was a revolution in medicine, this is a revolution in healthcare that transcends penicillin.
The earth knew what the patients needed.
We need to be connected with the earth, which gave us birth.
The thing about earthing, it's such a simple and so profound and powerful concept. And it's right there beneath our feet.
If there is a message at all about earthing, it really is about our connection with nature, with the planet, with the universe.
It would bring a man that walked on the moon to my doorstep.
Is this a wire that's connecting them?
Yeah, it's a wire and then there's a mesh. And it becomes really distinct over time. This poor little sunflower that's not connected starts to wither and wilt. And the one that's connected to the earth is still vibrant and strong.
So you'll entail visiting?
You know, we're here to shoot this movie and basically tell the world about the medicinal benefits, which are absolutely huge. You know, hopefully you'll take the message home that we got a problem here, but we have a solution, you know, and we got to share the solution with everybody. Just got to share it. And like, I have to tell you, you know, it's got to start somewhere, you know, and the way to start is everybody's got to get grounded. If you want to read a book, read it in your backyard, put your feet on the ground, you know. You know, if you want a sun, just put your feet on the ground. You know, think about that at all times.